Finally, folks, we got something. We have been waiting for some sort of news so that we can look forward to this. And finally, we got it. I mean, obviously, with the worldwide coming up, that's our main thing to look forward to. But as we all know, as a collective community, we are impatient. We want answers now. And this finally gives us something. So now we can hold off our expectations a little while longer until the Dokkan Now special. They have announced the global Dokkan Now special premiere, and they've also announced the JP Dokkan live broadcast. Both will be happening at the same time. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about what we can expect from this and how does the timing all work out in the grand scheme of things. So let's just start with the timing. So it's going to be, okay, instead of looking at it like this, let me show you normal, easier way to look at it, which would be this way. So we're going to be getting the Dokkan Now video premiere August 26th at 7:15 PDT. That is basically 2 hours and 15 minutes after reset. So wherever you are around the world, it doesn't matter. Whatever time reset is for you, add 2 hours and 15 minutes, and that is when the video will premiere. That will also, I mean, I'll be live before then, but I will be live reacting to not only the global version, but also the JP live stream, which happens to be, I think, starting 15 minutes earlier. Yes, August 26th at 7 p.m. PDT. So basically, think about your reset and then just add 2 hours to it instead of 2 hours and 15. And that is when the JP live broadcast will begin. Both will be covering the same stuff. JP's will be longer, more drawn out, and more interactive with the JP audience, whereas the global one will be just a direct. It's basically a direct. It's a Nintendo Direct. You know, it's just a Dokkan Direct where it gives you the bare bones information in a much more condensed, easier to follow fashion. And that's probably where most people are going to be getting their information from. And then they're going to take that over to the JP live stream and then act like, you know, or you just kind of collectively celebrate in the hype. So that is when we can look forward to learning what the units are. Because until then, we are going to basically be having a banner looking like this when we actually get the campaign celebration details. So here, a little reminder here. The Part 1 celebration is going to be starting August 25th. It's actually going to be starting for me August 24th late night, but like an hour before it becomes August 25th. So basically August 25th. When that happens, we will get all of the bells and whistles for the celebration, but this part right here will be infamously blank because they want to reveal this in the upcoming broadcast. So this is what it's going to look like. And then in terms of the timing, it's not going to say this, it's going to say coming soon. So that is basically all that we're going to have. So we're not going to still know what's coming up. The ironic part of this, though, is that last year, August 27th at 8 p.m. Pacific, that is when the Dokkan Now special began. We already knew going in what it was going to be for two reasons. Number one, we had leaks. But number two, we had data downloads dropping beforehand. We had a few, actually. Shout out to Proton. Huge thank you to him for finding these old tweets back in the day. But at 5 p.m. PDT August 27th, this was about like 40 minutes after the actual data download kicked in, which was like before reset, but still like 4 o'clock, basically like 4 hours before the Dokkan premiere, we got a data download. And then, you know, it took Proton a little while to curate everything because he does a very thorough, good job. But he got all of it, and look at that. I mean, we got Cooler in there, we got Goku in there, we got Piccolo, we had everything. So even if the leaks didn't spoil it for you, this was going to spoil it. So going into the premiere, we already knew what to expect, right? We already knew that Cooler was going to be the Dokkan Festival LR. Actually, did we know if they were going to, if it was going to be Dokkan Festival and Carnival? I don't think we knew that. Well, actually, I think the leak gave that away. But I think based on the data download, you don't necessarily know who is what. Actually, no, wait. Yes, you do, because you know what they do. So yeah, we will know ultimately who's going to be the Dokkan Festival, who's going to be the Carnival unit. So going into this, it all just depends on who you are. So I'm going to try to do my part to protect those who want to be, you know, surprised when this premiere releases. But just so you know, the majority, like 90% of the Dokkan community just wants answers. As much as they hate leaks, they want the answers. So that's probably going to be the majority of the conversation in videos after the data download, on Twitter, in Discord, on the live chat itself. So for those of you who are trying to go into this unscathed, I will do my part and I will not put anything spoilery like on the thumbnail and stuff like that. But if you hover over the video and you see the preview, you might end up getting spoiled. So just be warned. So let's just go through what this Dokkan Now gave us last year, and let's just kind of refresh our memories on how this played out. So we already knew going into this that this was the story event because we got this announcement a few days prior, August 24th, actually. So 3 days before the Dokkan Now, we already knew that this was coming up. And I think this was also featured in last year's B-Jump scan. So this year, I think we already have, like, there's a picture of a Trunks on the right with a Goku Black behind him. I think that's going to be the story event. And from that story event, you're going to earn that special Trunks, I think, who will eventually become an LR. But looking at this, they show the card art of the base SSR, which is the Kid Gohan. What else do they give us here? So they give us this. So they're going to basically be giving us like little theme-based events, things that give us stones, things that maybe give us link level ups, things that give us skill orbs. So this was that. Basically, once every 7 days, you got 30 stones. 3 times, I think. Was it a 3-time thing? Then they gave us this. Now this, I'm just going to say, if you guys have not been doing the skill orb grind, you are seriously missing out. Because recently, I was going through and just kind of getting all of my Goku Black units ready. And one thing I was so extremely thankful for was the fact that I made sure to do every single day's farm, or not farm, but run through of the Pilaf skill orb event. This one right here for the Power of Wishes. If you guys didn't know, this was available every single day for the entirety of the 8-year anniversary. And guess who is featured on the Power of Wishes category? Goku Black, Fusion Zamasu, Goku Black Rose. Every Goku Black or, variant of that, all are in Power of Wishes. Why? Because their entire character is built around that. So all of these characters can already be roided out of their minds if you have some skill orbs. But if you don't, they will probably give you some during this event. So they'll be announcing that probably. Not everything's going to be like a 1-to-1 exact copy of last year, but we're kind of just basing it off of what we know, right? Let's see what else we got here. Oh, EZAs. So they announced the EZAs for the Dokkan Festival STR Namek Goku and the STR Full Power Frieza. This year, my prediction for that announcement is going to be these 2 characters right here. So it's going to be Tech Trunks, Transforming Trunks, and the 5-year LR EZA. I think these 2 units will be the first ones to get their EZAs announced. And then I think later on we will get more. Actually, though, I don't remember how many EZAs did we end up getting during the entire campaign of Worldwide. Because I remember we had a bunch of sub EZAs too. But like given that Dokkan Festival, Trunks and Zamasu and Int Goku Black are all there, how many Dokkan Festivals did we end up getting? So let me just go back to last year and look at this. We had, I think we only had 2. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, no. We had a sub EZA. So we had a Dokkan Fest, we had a legendary EZA, and then we had a sub EZA, which was the Tech Cooler final form. That was it for part 1. And then part 2 gave us the rest, basically. Part 2. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, we're fine. So I think part 2 will give us Goku Black. Yeah, Int Goku Black. I'm just kind of, copying and pasting here. If Int Goku Black takes this, then that would take care of the Dokkan Festival. And then part 3, we could get everything else, basically. So we'd get a bunch of sub EZAs. So I would imagine that here we'll get AGL transforming Zamasu. So that finishes the circuit, right? We had Tech transforming Trunks in part 1. We'll have AGL Zamasu in part 2 or part 3. And then we'll also have the sub EZAs dropping in. Is it in part 3? Oh, wait, no, you know what? I think that was actually in part 1. Yeah, those guys were the EZAs in part 1, right? Let me just scroll down here. Metal sum up. No, they were somewhere in here. I don't know why it's not showing up. The Dokkan Wiki just might be missing it. So there was a sub EZA in part 1. There's some sub EZAs in part 2. So you could throw in like Int Zamasu in there. You could throw in any other unit that could, otherwise fit. I don't know what other options there would be, but that's pretty much how the distribution would play out. So I think that this would still cover a decent chunk of the Dokkan festivals that are way deserving of EZAs, but not everything is going to be revealed in the Dokkan Now video presentation. They go over what the units do with their EZA, both of them. And then we get this, the big reveal, unofficial reveal, or I guess repeated reveal for the Cooler and the Goku. So again, if you are going into this spoiler free, don't look at the chat when I do live stream. Don't watch any videos that have spoiler in it, and don't check Twitter or Discord. But they go over what the units do, actually, not right away. They first talk about the Dokkan Fest Carnival Hybrid. This is probably not going to be a main topic of conversation this year, since it's the second year that we're doing this. So I don't think that they're going to be doing much of this, but last year was the first time that they introduced this very concept. The goal was to make part 1 and part 2 equally exciting, because normally the flow of things is part 1, Dual Dokkan Festival, everybody summons. Part 2, nobody cares. And that kind of happened this year with the 8-year anniversary, right? Part 2 LRs, really, really good, make no mistake. But the problem is Dokkan Festival Bonanza in part 1 meant most of the stones people were saving were going there, because Dokkan Festivals typically have more value. You just don't get that same level of value, although the conversation's kind of changing in that regard, but still. So they go into a little bit of details about that. I don't think that they're going to have any of this year. And then we'll just see, yeah. So Dokkan Festival Cooler. So I'll just say, I don't know, Dokkan Festival Trunks this year. Dokkan Festival Goku Black Rose. Maybe this is all a misdirect and Trunks is the front man. Maybe Vegito Blue ends up being the unit. Who knows? So they ultimately show who they are, what they are in terms of Dokkan Fest and Carnival. Then they show the animations. So depending on what you're watching, actually, I think both of them will be in Japanese. The animation is that of the Japanese version. So yeah, you'll have to hear the global version in showcases and stuff. So they show that. They show Goku's revival, which was really cool when it happened. And then they go over what they do. So we're going to get to see all of this. We're going to know all of this going in again. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, then they show us a new event. Yeah. A brand new event, which is pretty dope. So they will give us surely something unique to Future Saga, which will be very, very challenging. You guys have probably seen the Imperfect Cell Red Zone videos for Stage 2. If that is Stage 2 of Red Zone, you can bet that future Red Zone stages and whatever this unique event that's going to be coming up will also be equally ridiculous. Unique titles, nobody cares. Support the raising characters. What is this? You can recruit 3 characters who have transcended the UR limit. We will continue to improve an event where you get tons of... Okay, they're just showing more features of the campaign. So that's basically... That pretty much covers the entirety of the Dokkan Now premiere. Like they said, the global one's going to be abbreviated, condensed. It's just going to give us exactly what we need. Some free stones on the side. And then the JP version will cover all of that stuff, but in a longer, stretched out format. So that pretty much wraps up the breakdown for the announcement. Again, we are getting this on the 26th. The 26th night could potentially be the banner's release. 2 hours and 17 minutes was the time difference between last year's Dokkan Now and last year's Dokkan Festival banner. So this year we could be seeing something similar where August 26th at 7 p.m. is the Dokkan Now presentation. Perhaps 11 or 10 p.m. we end up getting the banner itself. Possibly. We will not know until we get the data download. The data download will give us exactly the timestamp on the character because as you see right here, it'll tell you when the unit is set to release. August 28th, 8:45 a.m. GMT basically told us when the banner would drop. So something similar will happen this year. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments, what are your final predictions for the upcoming celebration? Is there anything that could potentially change your mind regarding what you think they're going to be? Do you think, I've actually been seeing some comments on Twitter that maybe Trunks is the front man for a Vegito dominated celebration. Maybe Trunks is just the precursor. Maybe it's not about Trunks at all. Maybe Trunks is just the one who gets to witness all of this stuff. Trunks is the free-to-play unit that becomes an LR, and then everything else is all about Vegito, Zamasu, Goku Black. Who knows? Let me know your theories, your thoughts about all of this stuff, your reactions. When do you think the banner is going to be releasing? All of it and more in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll at least know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again. Stay tuned. Remember to Dokkan responsibly.